Good morning. In 2008, Forbes magazine declared Warren Buffett the richest person in the world. For many, he's considered the most successful investor ever. And his net worth at that time was $60 billion. Warren, he likes baseball, he likes playing bridge, he likes playing the ukulele, he likes hamburgers, but most of all, he likes investing. I'm going to tell you a little bit today about how he got started in business, what some of his investment principles are, and his company Berkshire Hathaway, which a lot of you may know, and also his charity work. He was born in Omaha, Nebraska on August 30th, 1930. And how he got started was he would, at the age of 6, he would buy chewing gum from his grandfather's grocery store, and he would go selling it around the neighborhood. He would pocket 2 cents out of each box that he sold. He later moved on to Coke, but that's because it was more profitable for him. He would net a nickel for each 6 cans. By the age of 11, he had saved up $120, and that today is $1,500 at the age of 11. He bought his first shares of stock at that same age, along with his sister Doris, for which he profited $5 for each of them. He already was familiar with the concept of compounding money and also with the time value of money, which are 2 very important aspects for anybody that's successful at investing. He was determined to become a millionaire by the age of 35. So in 1956, he opened up his first partnership. He was 26 years old at this point. He opened up his first partnership with 7 partners, and it was mainly family members and close friends. He rounded up $105,000 worth of capital, out of which he only put $100 out of his own pocket. He started becoming successful very quickly, and as people heard about his success, they wanted to give him their money in order for him to invest it, because he was a great money manager. His investment principles were simple. He buys only companies that are selling below intrinsic value. And the intrinsic value is nothing more than what you think, when you analyze the company, what you think the company is worth, and he will wait for the price to be below that value, and then he will buy to meet his criteria. He had an analogy, which he put it as a cigarette butt analogy. And what he says all the time is that you could be walking down the street and you find a cigarette butt and you can pick it up. It might not be very good, it might be nasty, but you could get 1 free puff out of it. And that's how he saw the companies back when he started. He later moved on to a more, as his wealth grew, he could no longer invest in small businesses. He had to invest large amounts of money. So he tried to find businesses that were still selling below intrinsic value, but that were great businesses that would generate money in the long term. By 1962, his first partnership is now worth $7.2 million. That's around 6,800% increase in value, or if you want to think about it in compounding terms, that's 102% compounded annually. And that means you double your money a little under a year every year. He consolidates all his partnerships at the same time into one, because he had many going around. So he consolidates it into one and puts all the money together to work for compounding. At the same time, he starts buying shares of a textile manufacturer called Berkshire Hathaway. By 1969, the partnership is worth $104 million, out of which $25 million belonged to him. He was only 39 years old at this point. 1969 was a great year for the stock market as a whole, and he felt that he could no longer find bargains, so he informs the partners that he's closing down the partnership. And they could choose cash or they could choose the stocks. What happened next? Many of them took the cash, and they were already millionaires by that point, so it was okay for them. But a lot of them chose the stock, and mainly Berkshire Hathaway stock. From 1969 to 2008, the price of Berkshire Hathaway went from $45 to $136,000 a share. As far as his charity goes, he decides in 2006 that he's going to give away 85% of his wealth. That is, at that point, it was worth $37 billion, his company. And that is the largest gift in the history of philanthropy. He gave most of it to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation because he feels it's the best run charitable organization in the world. Today he's still active, and he's still the Berkshire's CEO, and he's still investing. As a matter of fact, about 2 weeks ago, he decided, Berkshire, to invest in railroad company, Burlington Northern. And basically, for many people that know Buffett and that tracked his performance over the years, they feel that this is a strong bet with the U.S. economy. And his reasoning behind it is that in the future, 20 years down the road, a lot more goods will be produced, and these goods need transportation. And as the fuel costs increase, the people will switch from the trucking business to the railroad business because it's more efficient at transporting goods. Many people also that follow Buffett, they feel that in the future, even though we're going through some rough times today, in the future we'll come out of this recession stronger than ever. I hope I taught you something about the world's most famous investor. Thank you very much.